Okay, yes. In the last session, we have started scenario 7, working with multiple measures. So in Tableau, to work with the multiple measures, we have three ways. Number one, individual axis. Number two, dual axis or blended axis. And next, number three, dual axis. So in individual axis, Tableau will make use of a separate pane and a separate axis to analyze or to compare two measures. In the blended axis, Tableau will make use of a single pane and single axis to compare all the measures. Basically, blending means mixing. And next, number three, dual axis. In dual axis, Tableau will compare. In dual axis, Tableau will compare two measures with two different axes but on the same pane. So in the individual axis and the dual axis, Tableau will create the multiple marks cards, because when Tableau will create the multiple marks cards means if you have the multiple axes. So in both the individual axis and in the dual axis, Tableau going to create the multiple axes. So it is going to create the multiple marks cards. So if you have the multiple marks cards, the advantage is we can able to build the combination charts. We can able to build the combination charts. So what are combination charts? Within the single visualization or within the single worksheet, if we mix the multiple chart types like line chart plus bar chart plus circle plus area within the single worksheet or within a single visualization, then those kind of charts are known as the combination charts. Okay, so in the combination charts we have few more things. So in real time, sometimes the client they're going to give their report format or they're going to give their report prototype. So we have to understand the report format or the report prototype, and we need to build that visualization in Tableau. So let's discuss those tasks in the combination charts itself. So let's say I'm having some format like this. So I'm having in my rows, I'm having years like this: 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2013. I'm having the years like this. Okay, and in my columns, I'm having the continents like this: Asia, Europe, North America, okay, like that. And below to the Europe, let's say I'm having profits. I'm having sales and profits. I'm having sales and profits. And similarly, under each and every continent, I'm having the sales and profits like this. So here what we want to show is, here we want to show in 2010 in Asia, what is sale amount and what is the profit amount. So let's say I'm taking 1.2 million sales and 0.7 million profits, 2.4 million sales and 0.9 million profits. In that way, I would like to show the text table. So how to get the text table in Tableau with this kind of information. So here in my rows, I'm having the years, and in my columns, I'm having the quadrant information, which is the first level of the information. And in the inner level, I'm seeing sales and profits. So what are sales and profits? Names of the measures. So under the names of the measures, we are having the values. So this information indicates measure names. This information indicates the measure names, and this information indicates measure values. Okay, so when we will get the measure names and the measure values, if you have the access blending, then we can able to get what? The measure names and the measure values. So how to build this visualization in Tableau? So to build these kind of charts in Tableau, we have multiple ways. So let's discuss all the ways to design these type of charts. So let me open my workbook. I'm opening my workbook. Okay, so I'm creating a new sheet. So in my rows, I'm having years. So I'm taking order date and I'm dropping into my rows. Here I'm seeing all the years. And in my columns, I'm having the continent. So here I'm having years and here I'm having continents. And here we want to show below to the continent names, you want to show the measure names. So how to perform access blending in Tableau? One way is just drag the first measure and drop it into either rows or columns. Drag the first measure and drop it into either rows or columns. So here I am dragging the sales and here I have dropped into my rows. Next, drag the second measure, which is profit. Drag the second measure and drop it into the existing axis. Here I am dragging my second measure profit and I am dropping into the existing axis. Here automatically here what we want, measure names and the measure values. So here to show the values, okay, here we don't need any visualization. Just here what we want, just here we want the text values. So just here I'm removing the measure names from my rows and I'm dropping it into the label. So what label going to show us? The label, it is going to show us the required information in the form of text. Now see, now here we got the required format. Okay, so here first we want to show sales, next we want to show profits. Here Tableau is showing first the profit. So here how to get the sales first? Just in the measure values, just change, okay, just swap the fields. And I'm coloring the visualization with the measure names. So I'm holding the control button, I'm dragging the measure names and I'm dropping it to color. So here I'm showing the sales in one color and the profit in the other color. So it is one way of doing this. What is the other way? The other way to do this is, so just place the order date and drop it into rows, continent and drop it into columns, and drag our first measure sales and drop it into text. Okay, just drag our sales and drop it into text because we want to show the information in the form of text. And what is the second measure? Profit. Drag the profit, and drop it into the visualization. Okay, the second way is drag the second measure and drop it into the existing visualization. If I drag the profit and if I drop it into the existing visualization, here again we are seeing measure values and the measure names. So here where we want the measure names, in my column we want the measure names. So just place the measure names into the columns. Here we got the measure names and we got the measure values. Just color the visualization with the measure names. Just color the visualization with the measure names. So just drag the measure names and drop it into the color. It is the second way of doing this. Okay. And we have one more way. The second way is more innovative, like just simply dragging the first measure into the text and second measure into the visualization and just arranging the fields. Okay. What is the third way? The third way is just take our required dimension fields, order date, and continent. And in our dimensions and measures, we're having separate fields known as measure names and the measure values. So just drag the measure names and drop it into the columns. Because in the measure names only we have to show what? In the measure names only we have to show the sales name and the profit name. And here we want the measure values. So directly drag the measure values from measures and drop it into the text. So if we drag the measure values, Tableau will take all the measures. So just remove all the measures. As here we don't need all the measures. So how to remove means just drag it and drop it in the out of the box. So just remove everything. And here we want only sales and profits. Just keep only sales and profits. Just keep only the sales and the profits. So here we want the sales and the profits only. So now just color the visualization with the measure names. Okay. So these are the three ways to achieve this task. So the first way is what? Just simply taking all the fields and dropping the second measure into the existing axis. And the second way is taking the first measure into the text and dropping the second measure into the visualization. And the third way is just simply taking the measure names and the measure value fields directly. These are the three ways. Let's discuss one more task. In my second task, I am taking the values into much deeper. Let's say I'm having 2010, north, south, east and west. I'm having 4 regions, north, south, east and west. In north we're having total sales, okay, total profits inside the north, and number of orders, and also average discount. Okay, here is the information we have to show under every region. Okay, under every region we have to show this information. And in my columns I'm having here 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013. And under 2010 I'm having 4 quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. And in 2011 also I'm having 4 quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. In 2012 also having 4 Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. In 2013 also having Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. It is the information I am having in every year, every quarter, every region, and under every region we have to show the values in the form of text. So like 1 million, 0.7 million, then the number of orders are 0.5 million, and the average discount is, let's say, 5%. In that way I would like to show the values. So how to achieve this? Just simply go to Tableau, create a new sheet. So drag the region and drop it into the rows. Right, next drag order date and drop it into columns. So by default Tableau going to show us the year. Inside the year we have to place the quarter also. So drag the quarter and drop it into the row. So here we got year, quarter and the region. So here we want to show the total sales. So drag the sales and drop it into the rows. Next again drag the profit and drop it into the existing axis. So here we got the sales and profit. So I'm placing sales first. Profit next. Also here you want to get the number of orders. How to get number of orders? Drag the order ID and drop it into the measure values. So by default your Tableau will take sum of order IDs. So how to get the number of orders? Just take the count distinct. So then you have to get the average discount, or just drag the average discount and drop it here. So here we got all the four values. So as you want in the text, drag the measure values and drop it to label. So here the Tableau is not here Tableau is not showing the values because the value size values trying to be the size. Just extend this. If I extend this, here Tableau is showing this. If I extend this, here Tableau is showing us all the numbers associated with that. So here in my region itself, okay, inside the region here I want to show the names of the measures. So how to get the names of the measure? It is coloring the measure names. So the measure names field I am having here. Just hold the control button, drag the measure names and drop it next to the region. So now here we are seeing the sales, profits, okay, distinct count of orders and the discount. So here I would like to change this name, distinct count of order to number of orders. So how to change the name? Just simply right click on this field, just go to the edit alias. Instead of taking this, just take number of orders. Take your number of orders and just hit OK. Okay, now see, now you've been able to see the number of orders here. Okay, here you're seeing sales, profits, number of orders and the discount. So it is the first way of achieving this. So what is second way? So in our columns year and quarter, and in rows region. Okay, so we have to drag the sales and drop it into the text. Next, drag the profit and drop it into the existing visualization. Here you're seeing measure names in the rows and measure values in the text. Next, number of orders. So change the aggregation to count distinct. Change the aggregation to count distinct and average discounts. Okay, now just color with the measure names. Drag measure names and drop it into color. Okay, so it is the second way of achieving this. It is the second way of achieving this. Now I'm creating one more sheet. So now I'm taking year, I'm taking quarter, and I'm taking the region. Alright, next I'm taking the measure names directly into my rows. Measure names directly into my rows. And I'm taking the measure values into my text. So just remove the unwanted measures. So here I'm keeping the sales. Sorry, I'm giving sales here. Next the profit, and next the number of orders, and finally average discounts. Let's come up with the measure names. So these type of tasks we frequently build in the real time. So these are known as the prototype charts. Okay, so next we have one more concept. The next concept is combination axis charts. combination access charts. So what are combination access charts? So in a single worksheet, if we combine multiple access and multiple charts. So what are combination charts? In the single sheet combining the multiple chart types like line chart plus bar chart plus area chart. Those type of charts are known as the combination charts. Then what about combination access charts? In the single sheet, if we combine multiple access and multiple charts, it means in a single sheet if we combine individual access plus dual access plus blended access, and also we combine the multiple charts like bar chart plus line chart plus area chart. Okay, in the single sheet, if we combine the multiple axes and the multiple charts, then those type of charts are known as, the combination axis charts. Okay, so let's try to build the combination axis charts in Tableau. So I'll discuss with an example. So I'm taking task 1. In my task 1, I would like to show continent wise total sales. So when we have to use the axis blending, if you want to compare the two measures having the similar scale of units, and when we have to use the dual axis, if you want to compare the two measures having the different scale of units. So I would like to show continent wise total sales and total profits in the form of bar chart. And to this bar chart, I would like to show the average discounts in the form of line, So this we can achieve with the help of the combination chart. Then what about combination axis chart? Here I would like to do the total sales and total profit in the form of bar chart within single axis. It means what in the form of blended axis. And we have to show this line chart in the form of dual axis. And to this complete visualization, I would like to show number of orders in the form of circle and in a separate axis. It means in the form of individual axis. And to this I would like to show the number of customers in the form of let's say area, and again in the form of dual axis. So how to build this? Okay, how to build this continent wise total sales, total profits in the form of bar chart, and that in the form of the axis blending, and average discount in the form of line chart in the form of dual axis, and number of orders in the form of circle using the individual axis, and finally number of customers in the form of area using the dual axis. So how to build this? So just walk to Tableau, just display. So continent wise total sales, total profits. So just drag the continent and drop it into the rows. So continent wise total sales, just drag the total sales and total profits in the form of axis blending. So I'm dragging the profit and I'm dropping into the existing visualization. So in the form of bar chart, here we got the bar chart only. So here we got the sales and here we got the profit. Now drag the measure names, just drop it into color. Okay, so here we got the sales and profits in the form of single axis, in the form of bar, and to this visualization we have to show the average discount in the form of line chart, and that in the form of dual axis. You have to show average discounts. Just drag it and drop it into the other end of the axis. So here we got the discount axis. So now here, if you observe carefully, here we're having the measured values. So when we will get the measured values, we perform the axis blending. And this axis blending visualization, here I got the discount in the form of the dual axis. So here we have to show, okay, the total sales and total profits in the form of bar chart and discount in the form of line chart. So how to show that? So just go to the measure values axis. In the measure values, just click on bar. The measure values, just click on the bar, and in the discount, just as we're having only one value, so we click on the line also. Tableau going to show us one spot here. So instead of line, I'm taking circle only. So here we got the circle. So now, next here to this complete visualization, I would like to show the number of orders in the form of circle. So how to get the number of orders in the form of circle? So how to get the order ID? So just take the order ID and drop it into the rows and change the aggregation to count listing. So here we got the number of orders. So here we are showing the number of orders in the form of a separate axis, and we have one more. The other is number of customers. We have to show the number of customers to this number of orders in the form of dual axis. So how to get the number of customers? Drag the customer ID and drop it into the other end of the axis. So just change the aggregation of the customer ID to count listing, and we have to show this customer IDs in the form of area chart. So just I'm dragging it down a little bit. So just go to the customer ID marks card, and let's change the type to area. So if we click on the area also, tablet won't show anything, because just here we're having only single data point. Okay, as if we're having only single data point, we cannot show the area chart. So just select the type as I'm selecting square. I'm selecting square for the number of orders, because here we're having a less number of customers. Here tablet is showing us only the square. Okay. So now in this combination chart we got everything. Here we got everything. Here we got sales, here we got the profits, we got the average discount, and we got the number of customers, and we got the number of orders. If you want to size them, we can size them using the respective mark scan, or if you want to increase the size, just go to size of the required mark scan and increase the size. See here Tableau is increasing the size of the square. Similarly, if you want to increase, the size of the bar, okay. So I don't want to increase the bar. So just let me go to the order ID. Now just go to the circle, just increase the size of the circle. Just increase the size of the circle. See it. Okay, even we can able to increase the size of the circle, increasing the bar. Okay. So just go to the required or the respective mark scan, and we can able to increase the size. Okay, see here. So in the real time, we frequently build these kind of visualization, combination axis charts. And here I would like to show, the values. So how to show the values? If you want to show the values, just click on ABC. So if you click on ABC, here Tableau going to show us the values like this. Okay. So if you want to rotate these values, it is not possible to rotate because we are having less space. So if you have some space here, then we can able to rotate the values line. Okay, then we can able to change the value alignment here. So what is the other way to show the values? We have one more way also in the communications we have talked about. We have an option for here we're having some options to add the values using the annotations and using the references. So using them, we can able to rotate the values also. But here the key point is these type of visualization we frequently build in the real time. Now let me discuss one more task in the combination axis charts. The task 2. In my task 2, I am showing customer segment wise. Okay, next category wise. Customer segment wise, category wise. Let's display total order quantity and average unit price in the form of dual axis, and that too in the form of dual axis. So order quantity in the form of bar and unit price in the form of line, and to this I would like to show the margin, okay, the margin in the form of individual axis and that in the form of square, and to this I would like to show the shipping cost in the form of dual axis in the form of bar again, and to this complete visualization I would like to show total sales or the max sales, not total sales, max sales and max profits. Max sales and max profits in the form of bar again, and in the form of blended axis. And finally, to this visualization, let's display the number of customers in the form of circle, that in the form of the dual axis. So it is a complex visualization I'm having, and I would like to build a visualization in Tableau. So how to build this? Just drag, create a new sheet, just drag the customer segment and category, drag the customer segment into rows, okay, and category into rows again. So here we got customer segment and category. So for the customer segment and the category, here we want to show total order quantity and the average unit price in the form of dual axis. So total order quantity, drag the order quantity and drop it into columns, and average unit price. So how to get the average unit price? So just drag the unit price and drop it into other end of the axis. So here we got the order quantity and the average unit price in the form of dual axis. So I would like to show the order quantity in the form of bar. Just go to the order quantity marks card and click on bar, and we have to show the unit price in the form of line chart. So how to get the line? So just go to the unit price card and click on line. So here it is showing us the line. So once see the spikes of the order quantity. So when the order quantity is high, here the order quantity is high. So why here the order quantity is high? Because you see the unit price of this, the unit price is very less. So the price is less. So here what it is indicating, here it is extracting the more number of orders. So next to this visualization, I would like to show the margin in the form of individual axis. So if you want to create the individual axis, it is very simple. Just drag the measure and drop into the rows. So how to get the margin? Just go to the measures, drag the margin. We're having a margin field called as the product based margin. Just drag it and drop it into the rows. Here we got the margin. So we want to show the margin in the form of square. So let me take the margin in the form of area chart. Instead of taking square, let me take in the form of area chart. So just go to the margin marks card and click on area. Okay, and click on the area chart. And to this visualization, just display the shipping cost in the form of dual axis and that too in the form of bar. So how to get the dual axis again? Drag the shipping cost, drag it and drop it into the other end of the axis. So here we got the shipping cost. So by default the Tableau is showing in the form of circle. We want to show shipping cost in the form of bar. Click on drop down and click on bar. Here we got the bar on the on this particular area chart. And now finally to this visualization, we have to show the max sales and max profits in the form of axis blending and that in the form of bar. So here how to perform axis blending. So here how to perform axis blending means, so first we have to show the individual axis for the first measure, that is sales, drag sales and drop it into the rows. So here we can able to get the individual axis for sales. So just change the aggregation to maximum. So we got the maximum sales. So next, how to perform axis blending? Just to get the maximum profits. Just drag the profit and drop it into the visualization. Here we got the values. In the measure values, we are seeing max sales and the max and the profit. For the profit, just change the aggregation to maximum. So now we have to show both in the form of we have to show both in the form of bar chart. Just click on the drop down and just click on the bar. So here we got the bar for both the sales and profits. And next create one more visualization. Sorry, one more axis. That is number of customers in the form of circle. So how to get the number of customers in the form of circle, and we have to show in the form of dual axis with them. So how to get the number of customers? So drag the customer ID and drop it into the other end of the axis. So just change the aggregation of the customer ID to count listing to get the number of customers, and it is showing that in the form of circle. So it is a perfect example for the real-time chat. In the real time, we build the charts like this. Okay, in the real time, we build the charts like this. And if you want to hide the headers, we can able to hide the headers and the axis. This uncheck show header. Now see, now your Tableau is not showing here any headers. So it is a perfect example for the real-time chat. In the real time, we frequently build these type of chats on. Okay. Okay, so it's all about the combination axis chart. So any questions on this? Any questions?
So the axis and the task which are given the description, right? Like continent-wise total sales and all this stuff, and then you said we need blended axis, dual axis, individual axis. So this is a design which we have to do and then implement it, or are we going to get it as a requirement?
Actually, in the real time, the wording would be different. Okay, they won't use same wording in the requirements. What they want is they will use, like, they want to see the customer wise, continent wise, sales and profits within the single area and within the single axis. They will give the wording like that. So by seeing that requirement, you have to understand. So single axis and single area means what? On single, you have to perform axis blending, and single area means single plane.
Okay.
But it would be very easy to understand. Okay, by reading the question, you can understand.
Okay.
So just to make it simple, I have taken the things like this here.
Okay.
And Prajwal, I have a doubt.
Yes.
When we can perform synchronization in axis in dual axis?
So that's a good question. So like if you go to the dual axis, let's say for example, I'm taking continent, I'm taking sales, and I'm taking profit into the other end of the axis. So basically what dual axis is going to do, it is going to compare two measures, okay, with two different axes, right? But if you see the scale here I'm having the scale of 2 million. For the sales, here I'm having the scale of 2 million. So every time here 2 million is incrementing on the axis because the scale is 2 million. And on the profit, the scale is 5 lakhs. So here if you want to maintain the same scale on both the ends means, just simply right click on the second axis, and click on synchronize axis. If you click on synchronize axis, okay, then Tableau is showing the same scale. Okay, here what Tableau is going to do here is synchronizing means it is going to maintain the same scale on both the ends. Okay, it is going to maintain the same scale on both the ends. So when we have to do this means on both the ends we have the similar scale of units. Here I am having the sales and here I am having the profits. So both the measures they are having the values in terms of thousands and in terms of millions. Now we can able to perform axis blending. Let's say here I am having sales and here I'm having the discount. Just drag a discount and drop it here. So here I'm having a discount in terms of the percentages. Now in this case, we cannot perform axis synchronization. So the first thing is what is axis synchronization means? Maintaining the same scale on both the ends. So and when we want to perform the axis synchronization means if both the measures are having the similar scale of units. But if both the measures are having a different scale of units, then it is not recommended to perform the axis. It is not recommended to perform the axis synchronization.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, yes, then I'm ending now. Satish told me that today evening my time also will have a session. So I'll once confirm with Satish and he will update you the timing dates. Thank you.